What's up, nail geeks? Today I am showing you guys Cirque Colors and their new collection. This is the Resort collection. There's a lovely mix of creamy, flaky filled polishes as well as tons of shimmers to be seen here. Lots of versatility as well. So let's get started with some swatches. First up is Mystic Moonstone. This is described as a sheer milky white with mystic blue shimmer and delicate holographic sparkle. So this one to me has a somewhat of a jelly feel to it during application. I do think that this one would make a very versatile polish in that I think you could also wear it as a topper. I think it would look really, really nice over some light cream colors. So here you can definitely see there's a lovely luminescent, very strong effect in person. I do feel like this video overall pretty much matches up to what I'm seeing in person, especially with the bottle sitting in front of me here. For full opacity on this one, I'm going to say between 2 and 3 coats. I do want to know that this is a soft shade, so if you have a bright free edge like me, I think even building it up to 3 thin coats, you're going to see just a touch of your smile line. So if that does bug you, then I would recommend a color correcting base coat of some type. But honestly, I think this is such a lovely soft shade that it looks just fine. It just reminds me of kind of like a French mani kind of thing going on here. Very pearlescent, very just really, really nice overall. Next is Calypso. This is described as a light pink nude with fine black specks. So this one has a very creamy feel on application, just super buttery on the nail, as you're seeing here on that first brush stroke. Just really, really smooth overall. This one has a very strong self-leveling effect as well, so I really feel like you could go very minimal on your brush strokes and you're going to be just fine. As you're seeing here on that first coat, I just barely even applied it to my nail and it just stayed exactly where I put it. So for opacity on this one, I'm going to say between 2 and 3 coats, depending on how you polish. Though honestly, at 2 coats, I felt it was just fine and opaque and really gave me that really ultra glossy feel overall. I had no problems getting those little black flecks up on the brush and applying on my nail. They behaved beautifully for me. And on the full hand shot here, you are seeing a glossy top coat applied. I think any top coat would be just fine for this one as it does dry down glossy. Next is Cultured. This is a pink pearl inspired shade that features pearlescent shimmer and shifts between pink and green. So this one was super interesting to me in person. I really don't feel like my swatches or the video do it justice, to be honest. I would describe it as a definitely kind of pinky type nude color. Definitely feels like it's leaning on the neutral side. This is another one that I feel like has a lot of versatility with it, depending on how you wear it. Definitely works as a topper over black. It's very, very strong and shifty. I do believe on the Cirque Facebook fan group, one of the admins over there did do a comparison over black. Just really stunning. So on this one, I'm going to say between 2 and 3 coats for full opacity. And overall, it's just really, really, I would describe it as an amped up, like neutral, nudie type color, in my opinion. Very, very interesting. In person, it's super shifty. You'll mostly see it as this nudish type pink, but I do want to note that the shimmer is very shifty here. So on angles, you'll see it shift over to a very strong luminescent green. There's also that nice, subtle, scattered sparkle overall. Next is Paloma. This is a dusty sage green with fine black specks. So this one is very similar to the other speckled polish we just saw. Very nice creamy formula overall. It stays exactly where you put it. I think the base color of this one is also very flattering. It does feel very earthy to me. What I would consider definitely a true sage in my opinion. Very, very nice. The speckles here, I had no problems with them either. Laid down, flat for me. They're of the smaller variety, so it gives you that really nice fine speckled look. No texture here either. As you can see after that first coat, it does dry down pretty glossy on its own, so I think any top coat would look just fine with this one. I think this one also would look pretty good matte as well, though you guys know I'm a glossy gal, so if given the option, I will almost always show a polish glossified. So here on the hand shot, you're seeing a glossy top coat applied to it, and just really nice overall. I think this is a very flattering color that will pop on just about any skin tone. Next is Anchors Away. This is described as a light periwinkle blue with glowing green shimmer and delicate holographic sparkle. So I feel like if you really liked the Celestial Trio that just recently came out, this one's going to be really up your alley. So in person, this is a lovely, very periwinkle blue. I do have to agree with the official description on that. It's just flirting there. I do feel like there is a very, very subtle purpley type of undertone to this one, that though it's definitely periwinkle in person, just throwing it out there. The shimmer on this is very, very strong. In person, you'll see it how you're seeing here. A really lovely luminescent green overall that gives a really strong back glow to it. In angles, you'll see that shimmer also shift over to a lovely purpley pink shade. Very, very nice. Now, the holographic sparkle here is of the almost like very fine variety, so you'll get almost like a very subtle twinkling across your nail as well. Here on the full hand shot, once again, you're seeing a glossy top coat being applied, and I was smooth sailing. Next is I Love Capri. This is a lavender purple with teal shimmer and delicate holographic sparkle. So once again, this one does definitely give me vibes that was in the Celestial Trio. Another one that's going to be up your alley if you loved those that thermal set. Very, very nice. This one's another luminescent shade. For opacity here as well, I'm going to say between 2 and 3 coats depending on how you polish. It has a lovely, very rich formula overall, just very smooth on the nail. Builds up very quickly as well. The shimmer here is very strong. You'll mostly see it as the like luminescent glowy type of blue that you are seeing here, and there is that scattered finer holographic sparkle effect overall. The shimmer here also on angles and in shaded lighting, you'll get a nice like glowy type of purpley pink color here as well. And on extreme angles, you might even see a little bit of gold pop in my opinion. Next is Izola. This is a royal purple with gold metallic sparks. So this one is what I would consider for the base color definitely a true royal purple. It's very kind of flirting with being vampy, but definitely very rich in my opinion. The formula is buttery smooth, as you can see here on that first coat, just very satisfying, stays where you put it, really helps you create those tight lines against your cuticles, and the buildup is wonderful. This is really flirting in my opinion with being a one coater if you go a little normal to thick on your application. Personally, I would go in with 2 normal to thin coats on this to really get a nice pond effect with those gold flakes. I had no problems picking them up out of the bottle, and per usual, I give my bottles a good shake before applying. And as you can see here, the formula is very forgiving. I think you could definitely go in with minimal brush strokes and you're going to be good to go. Here on the full hand shot, you are seeing a glossy top coat. I do feel like any top coat's going to look just fine with this one as well. Next is Jetsetter. This is a magenta pink with mystic blue shimmer and delicate holographic sparkle. So we have another shimmer for this collection. This one is one of my top picks for this set. I really enjoyed this one. In person, it is definitely a magenta pink. I do feel like my swatches of this one are actually kind of unfortunately blown up a little bit. I think my camera was just either confused about the shimmer or the base color. I do feel like the video gives you a little bit more of a better representation of that base color. So it's definitely magenta pink. That's the best way I can put it. It's on the cooler side. I know my video is kind of making it look a little warm, so I'm just throwing it out there. It's just a touch cooler in person. The shimmer is very strong here as well. You'll mostly see it as that really luminescent blue that what you're seeing here. Very nice overall. I'm going to say between 2 and 3 coats for full opacity, and you'll also have that nice fine type of hollow sparkle densely scattered throughout your nail. Next is Sunset Cruise. This is a light coral with fuchsia pink shimmer and delicate holographic sparkle. This one was really interesting to me, mostly because out of the box, I thought, okay, this one's going to wash out on me, but I don't think so. It's definitely what I would think on the coral family, but it does flirt with almost having a neutral undertone to it, if that makes sense. So I felt like even though it's a warm color, I still feel like it popped on me really well. This one also has a super glossy formula, stays put where you put it, really nice application overall, and minimal brush strokes are just, it's not necessary to overwork this one. It really is very self-leveling overall. As you can see here on that second coat, the buildup is wonderful. The shimmer is very strong here as well, and you'll get a really nice glowy effect. So In person, I do want to note that my video is latching onto that shimmer. This is definitely more of a light coral that, like I said, does have a slight neutral undertone to it in person. I feel like the full hand shot gives you a better idea of the actual color here. And finally, we have Aegean. This is a teal green with gold metallic specks. So once again, we have wonderful formula here. This one is very creamy, very rich on application. As you're seeing here on that first brush stroke, just really, really smooth on the nail, very satisfying overall. I do feel like the video is pretty color accurate with this one. I would describe it as a teal green with just a little bit of a jewel tone to it almost. Now the flakes in this one, I had no problems here either. They laid down nice and flat, no issues picking them up out of the bottle, and they really contrast wonderfully against that base color. This one also dries down quite a bit on the glossy side as well, so I could see any top coat being just fine with it. And I feel like this one also has really wonderful self-leveling properties to it. So once again, minimal brush strokes. You don't need to overwork this one at all. It just kind of applies itself basically. Really, really nice formula overall. So the Resort collection is currently available on cirquecolors.com. I will link you guys below to their shop, as well as a blog post if you prefer a written review, as well as additional swatch photos. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.